Welcome to Season 2, Episode 5, The Hitchhiker's Guide for Educators TeacherGoals Tech Talks. But first, a word from our sponsors. TeacherGoals and Teach Your Heart Out is sponsoring a 2023 Bahamas cruise open to all educators. Guests such as spouses, family, and friends are also welcome to attend. There is an amazing lineup of speakers, and you can book your PD at sea now by putting down a $200 deposit. Attend the Sail Away Party Thursday, July 6th in Port Canaveral at 6 p.m. in preparation for Cruising Friday. You will return Monday, July 10th at 8 a.m. Scan the QR code now to sign up. You don't want to miss it. The Hitchhiker's Guide for Educators Tech Talk will begin in 30 seconds. Would you like to find out more information on sponsoring our live stream? Email sponsorships at teachergoals.com. Without further ado, let's start the show.
Hi. Today we would like to welcome Jon Smith from BookCreator. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Before I get started, all I gotta say is that cruise looks amazing, and I feel like I should sign up for that cruise right now. So that was super exciting. But yes, thank you for the introductions. My name is Jon Smith, for real. I get that all the time, especially if I order pizza. People tend not to believe me when I order pizza. But I'm also Jon Smith at BookCreator.com. So if you have any questions about anything that we talk about today, I'm always happy to answer those questions. I'm also the iPod teacher on Twitter. I taught special ed for 12 years, mostly 5th and 6th grade. I was a tech integration specialist for 7 years after that. And now I am a teacher success manager here at BookCreator. So that means lots of webinars, conferences, keynotes, whatever I can do to really just share BookCreator and help teachers and schools best utilize the tool. That's really what I'm here for. Married, I've got 3 kids, 12, 8, and 5, and I love golf and I love clean cars. So if you have a dirty ride and you're anywhere near Ohio, which is where I'm from, come on over. I'll be more than happy to clean that dirty car for you. So yeah, that's kind of me.
Jon Smith don't want to catch you riding dirty.
That's right. No ride dirty. Not around here.
All right. Yeah. So we're excited today because we're also launching our first ever live stream with TeacherGoals. So the Canva Classroom and the Hitchhiker's Guide for Educators has partnered with TeacherGoals. This is our first ever TeacherGoals Tech Talk. I'm Amanda Fox. I'm one of your co-hosts. I have taught for 12 years. I recently left the classroom. I've taught everything from journalism, digital media, virtual or immersive technologies, history, English, everything except math, which segues into Heather.
And I am Heather Brown. I am from rural Illinois, and I'm a math interventionist for kindergarten through 5th grade, a grade level that Amanda would not want to touch. So yeah, right now I'm a math interventionist. Before that, I taught 3rd grade for several years. 3rd grade still has a near and dear place to my heart. I also taught 1st grade. And this year, I actually get to go into all of the classrooms, K-5, and teach STEM on Fridays. So that's my exciting thing for this year.
Awesome. And Heather, I take offense to that. I did teach K-5 steampunk, so I can do the littles. My heart's with middle school. So, Jon, kind of tell us a little bit about BookCreator and the users that aren't familiar with it, where to get started.
Yeah, absolutely. So in a nutshell, I suppose, right? BookCreator is a digital bookmaking tool. And I always kind of tease everybody because as soon as you say books, right, that's when like the English language arts teachers get really excited. And then everybody else is kind of looking around the room at each other like, well, do we make books in this class? I don't know. Do we make books? And the answer is, yeah, of course you can, right? You can make books in just about any subject. And I think I had like this really nerdy moment one day when I sat down and tried to figure out how I could use BookCreator in every single department and every single facet of a school, right? And so I actually came up with it, like everything from math teachers to science teachers to bus drivers, superintendents, principals, lunch ladies, right? There's a way that everybody can use BookCreator. And so I'm super excited to be able to share that with everybody here today. So first off, if you've never heard of BookCreator before, the best place to go is our website. All right. And that is app.bookcreator.com. So if you go to app.bookcreator.com, you can sign up for a free account. So we have a free version and a paid version. We're just going to talk about the free stuff right now, right? But I will say the first thing that you need to do when you get here is kind of just be patient, because a lot of times teachers get really excited about BookCreator, and what they end up doing is just pushing buttons right when they get here, and they need to just wait a second, because this big yellow inviting screen is actually for students. All right. And so you don't want to sign in accidentally as a student. So you want to make sure you click this button that says switch to teacher. You'll have the big blue screen here, and that is where you can sign in with Google, Microsoft, email, or Clever. We do also have Class Link.
So blue is you.
Yeah, that's I like it.
I like
Blue,
that.
I like it. And my apologies for keeping looking over here, because like I have sharing screen. I never know where to look at. But anyway, blue is you. I like it. Awesome. So when blue is you, right, then you're going to sign in, and it's going to ask you a few questions. What do you teach? What grade level? And then eventually it's going to ask you to create that very first library. And at that point, it really doesn't matter what you call the library, right? It could be demo, it could be tech tools, it could be whatever, right? Math class, period 1, doesn't matter. But then you'll get to a library screen, and it'll just say you have no books. All right. And so that's okay, because we're going to have plenty of time to make books. But once you've signed up, then click the 3 black lines here, and this will take you to the teacher dashboard. And for those of you that are watching that have no idea what BookCreator is all about, and how you can make these beautiful, multimedia engaging digital books with your students, then the teacher dashboard really is the place for you to go. Because we have a discover section, which is filled with books that you can use in your classroom. So here at the top, we've got some amazing template books that you can try out. Underneath that, we have books by by grade level, because I get a lot of that too, where teachers will say, "Oh, BookCreator looks super cool, but I don't really know if I can use that with my kindergarten kids." And the answer is, of course you can. And here's examples of how, right? And then, Amanda said she was in middle school, right? That was where the love is, right? And so bless you for one, because middle school, I always said that I think middle school teachers should be paid double, right? I mean, because my son's in middle school, so I can say that. And my wife is a middle school guidance counselor, right? So it's crazy. But there's lots of examples here by grade level. Underneath that, we have books by our ambassadors. So again, maybe you don't teach a specific class, and you're just kind of like, well, how can BookCreator help with differentiation? Or how can BookCreator help with assessments, right? So there's tons of ideas in these books that you can use. One of our newest ones is actually science notebooks, right? How to reimagine science notebooks using BookCreator. So just a ton of information here. And if you're watching and you say, hey, you know what? I know everything there is to know about BookCreator. I've thought of everything that you can possibly do. There's probably 1,000 more ideas inside of these books. So I definitely encourage you to take a look at those.
You just sparked an idea for me.
Oh, what's that?
So a lot of our teachers are kind of going away from interactive notebooks because it takes so long to cut the pieces out and things like that. They could do that in BookCreator and just have it digitized.
Absolutely, right? And you know what's even better about having those interactive notebooks digitized? The trash can isn't their audience, right? Because
very true.
You can't lose it, right? You can't accidentally throw it away. You can't get stuck in the dog can't eat it, right? So this is really awesome. And then underneath that, this is, again, my favorite area, and that's examples by subject, right? Because if I ever get a teacher that says, I don't know how I can use BookCreator in my classroom, then this is where I go, right? Because there are tons of ideas here. I've seen some amazing, PE teachers, health teachers doing journaling with their students and documenting their eating habits and their exercise habits and things like that. So there's just so many ways that you can use BookCreator. So I absolutely love these. Definitely want you to check those out. And then at the top, we also have a Learn tab. And so sometimes, you'll watch a video or something and you'll be like, oh, wow, that looks really cool. But what did he say about accessibility? Or what did he say about integrating Canva right into BookCreator? I don't know. These support articles here will help you. So just click on any of these buttons. They'll give you a list of support articles that will help you. But I've never personally been the greatest of readers. And so all of the support articles is not my cup of tea. And so what I love is this certification button. And again, this is going to be really powerful, especially for people who've never used BookCreator. But once you scroll past this really bad haircut that I have, on the left, you will see 18 videos that will take you on a deep dive into all of BookCreator's features, all of them. Watch the videos, pass this quiz at the end, and you become a BookCreator certified author, and you get this cool purple badge, and you get a certificate of completion. And some schools are even offering license renewal credits, tech PD hours, that kind of stuff. So this is a really good opportunity. But beyond all of that, you will definitely walk away with hundreds of ideas for using BookCreator and a deep, deep understanding of all of its features. So definitely something worth looking into there.
Yes, I went through it all and it was amazing. So
awesome.
Very
awesome.
helpful.
Great. Yeah, awesome. Great to hear. And like I said, I'm so excited that this time I actually have a partner who helped me with some of the videos. So it wasn't just me making all the videos. Now I do have to say, because right before we started the show, we were talking about noise in the background, right? And how, sometimes I wish I had a mute button for like my dog or my family members or things like that, right? When I'm doing these recordings. So in the original certification, I had finished my last video. I sent it to our marketing department. I said, here is the last video. We're ready to roll with this thing. He sends me an email back. He goes, John, the content in the video is great. But I don't know. You didn't seem yourself. You weren't your normal happy self. Is everything okay? And I said, well, the reason I'm not my normal happy self is because I had to make that video at 4 a.m. because that was the only time I could find peace and quiet in my house, right, during the pandemic. So like I was up at 4 a.m. making videos. And of course, I was a little bit tired. So eventually I think I made my kids go somewhere else and I got the video done. So it was all good. But this is our newest version.
That's been my life lately. I've been making the Canva classroom course, and most of my videos are made in a closet at 4 a.m. because during the afternoon, it's the dog, it's the UPS guy, it's the lawnmower guy, and then the kids get home, and then it's a constant stream of knocks from the neighborhood kids. So
it is, it's crazy. So, but anyway, so that's kind of some background stuff here within BookCreator to kind of help get you started if you haven't been there. But today's focus was going to be our integration with Canva, right, which is really, really exciting. And so I want to talk a little bit about how to get it turned on and then kind of where to go from there. All right. So first things first, in our teacher dashboard here, one of the newer features that we have is this section here called apps. And so we basically created our own little app store for things that you could add into BookCreator if you wanted to. Most teachers are very happy with BookCreator, right? It's super simple to use. Kids love it. They don't have to spend hours trying to figure things out. But as the kids get a little bit older, as the teachers get a little bit older in terms of the grade levels that they teach, for some teachers, they think that the easy interface means that it's just meant for elementary kids. And it's not true, right? You can use an easy interface with anybody. But we decided that for those teachers who really needed something extra, we were going to add some other fun things into BookCreator. And so you can see those different things here on the screen, but we're going to focus on Canva. And so all of these different apps are turned off by default. So they're not going to show up. Kids won't be able to use them until you turn this on. And so if I go to Canva, I'm going to click on it. It's going to pull up the details, right? Add Canva creations right into your books, which is really fantastic. And then it gives you a couple of options. You can turn the app on, and there are some privacy details. Now, I'm not going to bore everybody with the privacy details too much, but it is really important. I work with schools all over the world, and privacy is becoming bigger and bigger every single day. And we've had to sign privacy agreements with schools, states, even entire countries, right, in order for teachers to be able to use BookCreator. And so each of these apps that we have their own little privacy information. And so I'm going to click on this. And before anybody starts like turning off the power and shutting down their computers because they don't want to go through the privacy policy, I'm with you, right? If I wanted to, I could look at Canva's privacy policy and the terms of service. But with any tool, most teachers they don't really want to do that, right? They don't have time to read 20, 30, 40 pages of privacy. And so they just say, yeah, let's start using the tool. But with the privacy information here, we created little cheat sheets, right? So kind of little Cliff Notes versions of the privacy policy. So like what's important, okay? So for Canva, for example, things that are good to know. There's no age limit, all right, with Canva. Once a Canva design has been added to a book, it's always loaded from BookCreator, right? So that helps make things a little bit faster after the design is in a book. Those are good, right? Maybe there are some things that we need to be aware of. All right. Number one is that if you're under 13, you can use Canva with consent from a parent. So a lot of teachers may not see that because they just click, yeah, let's start using Canva, right? And that may be fine for some schools, but when privacy is a concern, you need to take a look at some of this stuff. So, you'll need a separate Canva account, and all the information entered into Canva is visible to Canva, right? So you just want to make sure that you know all of this kind of cool stuff. And once you've read through that and you're like, yep, okay, cool, everything's fine, you click enable. And then what's really awesome, once you start getting into BookCreator, you'll notice that you can start creating multiple libraries. And so when I turn on Canva, I can decide, do I want to turn it on for students? And if the answer is yes, then I choose which libraries I want. So for example, if I want my son and my daughter to use Canva, I can just click on their libraries and turn it on. Or in this case, I'm just going to turn it on for all of my libraries, right? So all my students can use it, and I click done, and that's it. And so now there's a little green check mark here. And when I go back into my library, I can use Canva. All right. And so we're going to talk about how that looks and what you can do here within Canva. All right. So I guess I should also say, it is best if you have that Canva for Education account, right, which is free for educators. So go to Canva's website, sign up for that free Canva for Education account, get that going, and it'll just make everything even smoother when you're here in BookCreator. So I'm going to click New Book. Again, this is where all of the books are created within BookCreator. So I'm just going to click New Book. And I'm going to choose a style of book. And probably because I'm old and stuck in my ways, I cannot get past anything but landscape comic. That's just the book I like because it has comic features and it has more real estate, right? So I like that one. So I'm going to choose that one.
Have you seen our podcast intro?
Yes, that's right.
We're big fans of comic.
I like it too. I'm a huge fan of comics. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if teachers like comics or not, because kids do, right? And exactly. It's really awesome because there's so many ways you can use comics in the classroom. So
exactly, and just
one of my favorite ways
where they're at.
Yeah, and one of my favorite ways is I've actually seen students solving math problems right in comic panels, which is really cool. So anyway,
I love that for working out word problems so they can visualize it.
Absolutely, right? It's perfect. Great. Okay, so once I'm here in BookCreator, this is what is so awesome. So I've got a cover, and maybe I want to make a book about monsters, and I'm like, I don't know, right? I'm not real good at making monsters. Maybe I can click the plus button, go to my pen tool, right? Maybe try to draw some like crazy haired monster, or something like that with these evil looking eyes. That's a terrible monster, right? But I'm drawing this monster, right? Maybe that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna we'll leave that over here off to the side for a second. There's one monster. Maybe if I go into the plus button and maybe go to my shapes and go to my search bar, I type in monster, and I might get some better looking monsters. All right, so I'm going to click on this one here. It was a little frightening looking. All right, so there we go. I'm starting to get a little bit better. But one of the things that I have realized is that I know my limitations when it comes to design because I have almost none. All right, and so this is okay for me, but maybe I want to step up my game a little bit. And so I'm going to go to the plus button. I'm going to go to where it says more. And then this is where you will see any of the apps that I have turned on. And because I have Canva turned on, it's right there at the top. And so I click Canva. Again, it recognizes that I'm in there for my Canva for Education account. And because I'm on the cover of a book, all of these beautiful book covers appear here on the left. And so this is a bunch of book covers that Canva and BookCreator have worked together to create. And so I just take a look at all these different covers, and I decide, what I want. So I've seen a couple of monster ones already in there, which is really, really cool. And so I'm going to click on this little monster one right here. All right. And so it brings it over here to Canva, and I can go through here and kind of decide, right? What do I want to keep and what do I not want to keep? So this one is a little frightening to me. So I'm going to click on this little purplish colored monster here, and I'm just going to delete it, right? Because I don't want it there. And so now I can move these characters around exactly where I want them. All right, to be, make sure they're all lined up. Again, I like how they have the nice little dotted lines to tell me when things are straight and in the right rows and all that good stuff. Maybe I don't like this background. And so right here, this background is this kind of yellowish color. I can click on that. Maybe I want to change it to pink. Ooh, that might be too much. Let's go with something a little more boring. There, we'll just go with gray for now. Again, because I have no design skills whatsoever. So I've got this gray background, and then I can go through here and change this. So instead of illustrating monsters, you can say, Jon's monsters. We can add any text down here that we want. We can change the fonts, the colors. All the Canva goodies that you're used to are right there. And then I just simply click add to book, and that's it. And then that design will get put into the cover of BookCreator. And so now I've got this beautiful cover that looks amazing, and I can click the arrow and start making my pages within the book. The other thing that's really cool is that I can click the plus button and I can add all of my BookCreator goodies right on top. So if I wanted to record my voice, for example, just click start recording, gives me a little countdown. Easy lessons, Jon's Monsters. Learn to draw and design the scary and bizarre by Rufus Stewart. Click stop, use recording, and there is my little audio button. And I can resize it, I can move it around, I can put it anywhere on this page. And now anybody that's reading my book can then click on that audio button and have that page read to me, right? So that's super cool. So I really love the fact that BookCreator and Canva have come together to create these amazing covers within our systems, which is pretty neat. Now, there's another.
That Read to Me tool is great for accessibility for, English language learners, for struggling readers. Like, you can modify and differentiate your lessons or make flipped lessons for students that need those accommodations or differentiation.
Absolutely. And that's the one thing.
Like kindergarten and preschool as well. And if you want to show like how voice inflection plays a role in writing and speaking as well, there's so many different ways that can be so helpful.
Absolutely. The other thing I love about the audio buttons is, especially with books like about monsters, right, or things that have like eerie sounds to them, is you can record a sound effect. It doesn't even have to be you reading the page, but the page could say something like, and the door creaked in the wind, right? And then you can have, like, you can make like these little sound effects that really just bring out the story, right? And make the story come to life. So I absolutely love the audio button in BookCreator specifically, but there's so many other tools that are great there too. Now, here's another fun fact. So when you click new book, I mentioned that I'm kind of old and stuck in my ways. And so I love landscape comic. But there might be some students and teachers who like other things, right? And not just landscape comic. And so if I choose a different type of book, all right, so here was our portrait book, and I go back to Canva, you'll notice that the covers are different, right?
Yep.
And so they have a whole new set of covers depending on the style of book that you have. And I like these ones because these ones, maybe it's just because children's books are more landscape and young adult books are more portrait. I don't know. But I love the way that these designs have changed, and now they've become a little more sophisticated looking, right? They're a little less elementary and a little more, middle school, high school, right? Like here, this book, Crisis, for some reason, looks super kind of cool, right? Reminds me of, what's that movie? Yep. Oh, well, forgot it. But anyways, that one, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. All the buildings do weird things. Anyway, whatever. But it kind of looks like that book or that movie to me. And so again, I can go through here and I can change this stuff. The other cool thing is that these pictures, right, these covers, they're not just stuck, right? So if I don't want the text down here and I want to get rid of it, and I don't want whatever that thing is covering up the bottom of the buildings, I can change it. And if I ever need to go over here to any of Canva's other stuff, right, like the cool elements and frames and photos, I can bring those on here too. So you're not just limited to what's already built on that cover page.
And now you actually have access to Bitmoji through Canva or BookCreator. So you can decide if you want to put the Bitmoji inside of your Canva design or build on top once you go back to BookCreator.
Absolutely. And so, and I'm glad you mentioned Bitmoji, because Bitmoji is one of our apps. Okay. So we do have a Bitmoji app here. Now, what's interesting about Bitmoji, though, is that Bitmoji is owned by Snapchat, right? And when you say Snapchat, that's when a lot of schools like start to like squirm, right? Because they're like, no, not going to happen. So, fun fact, Bitmoji is only allowed to be turned on for teachers, right? So the students will not be able to use the Bitmoji app, okay, here within BookCreator. And some teachers still squirm about this too. I mean, me personally, I don't have a Snapchat account, so I couldn't use Bitmoji. So my favorite workaround then is to download the Bitmoji extension. So again, depending on what your district privacy policy is, and maybe you could go through Canva instead. But now I have a Bitmoji extension, and so I can sign in with my email, and I don't have to have, a Canva, or I'm sorry, a Bitmoji Snapchat account. I can sign in with my email, and then I can add those right there to the page. So we'll sign that back up, and now I'm ready to go. So I can click, like Amanda said, I can click on my emojis, and I can drag my little Bitmoji down here onto this book cover. And so I don't know why I picked the spaceman, but we can certainly do that. And there it is. Yeah, that's right. So this is super cool, right? And again, just a totally fun way that kids can really spice up these books that they are that they're making in their classrooms. So absolutely.
Too, with the Bitmoji extension, is you can actually customize what your Bitmoji says. So if you're teaching vocabulary and you want to type in the word, you can create your Bitmoji actually saying it for a vocabulary book or for models or whatever.
I did not know that. So that's even cooler. Yeah. So these are awesome. So again, this is it in terms of BookCreator and Canva's integration. So really, really simple, really easy. It flows really well. And anything that you can build there in Canva, you can put right into BookCreator. And then, like I said, add all the cool BookCreator goodies right on top of that. And I did want to mention one other thing real quick. In this new book button, for those people that have that keen eye, right, they may have noticed that not only do we have these 6 different book covers right here, but there is also a button that says templates. And so these templates are really awesome because they show the power of simplicity. And I kind of want you to remember that phrase. I love that phrase, the power of simplicity. And so even though BookCreator is a super simple tool, it doesn't mean that it can't be complex. And so one of my favorite examples are these textbooks. And so, yeah, I've got this cool textbook cover. Maybe I don't like this, and maybe I want to go back into Canva, right, and change something here and make a better cover. But everything here can be changed, right? So if you don't like this image, you can get rid of it, or you can go to Canva and find a better cover for your book. But as you go through these pages, you can see these beautiful layouts and these beautiful designs that I probably wouldn't have thought about when I was making a book. And so I can click those. I can click the plus buttons. There's even more designed, well-designed pages here, which are really awesome. So again, just because it's simple to use doesn't mean that it has to be something simple, right? It can be something really, really amazing. And so I just wanted to share those templates. I think that's really neat.
Awesome. Yeah, I've actually used BookCreator to build a resume, and I've put all the cool videos that I've taught, conferences I've spoke at, and I've gotten jobs with my BookCreator resume. So that's something to also consider.
Absolutely. There's a school district that we work with that uses BookCreator for all of their newsletters. There's schools that use it for, earlier, Amanda, you had mentioned ESL teachers and students. So I have one school district that uses BookCreator to create books in different languages for all of the parents. So when a parent comes into the district and they don't speak English, they can send them a book in whatever their home language is, and then they can have all the school information in that language. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with it.
Yeah, so this is my actual resume that I used to get my last job. These are different lessons that I've created. This is a whole computer science program that you kind of get the
It looks
idea.
very Harry Potter-esque.
It is, because we did I created a K-8 computer science program at a school in Dallas, and it was the Wizards of MedTech. So the Harry Potter holding a stylus with the VR glasses on. It was
nice. I love it.
So also we did a entire podcast lesson called the Podcast, because they were writing unreliable narrator narratives, and it was like a narrative confessional. So this was fun. It takes you through the whole project overview, the lesson plan. So in addition to having kids make stuff, you can also create flip lectures and have everything students need for the project down to their, like, you can embed Google Docs and Google Files. This is the episode format, a classroom episode planning guide. And I'm going to share all of my BookCreator links with you after the chat, so you have them, and they are in the Canva Classroom book. And then my favorite is food sagas. I bring this up all the time, but during COVID, I had to teach students from home dialogue, ellipses, and all that fun grammar, you know. So I had students go into their refrigerators and their pantries, and they had to find food and anthropomorphize it. So mastering writing competency one meal at a time. And
it's great.
Yeah. So food sagas. I have this little avocado standing amongst his fallen compadre who is about to be guacamole. But it goes into the criteria, the overview, and again, the lesson plan is embedded for you, the audience, the anticipated outcomes, what you need to begin, down with all the templates. So the planning guide, the protagonist character sketch, the story arc, all which was made in Canva. At the time, Canva did not integrate with BookCreator. So all of my students were designing their pages in Canva and then uploading them into BookCreator. And with that integration, it just really, they were middle school students. It really allows them the power to make sophisticated, well-designed text. So
yeah, absolutely. And I'll say too, this isn't just me like trying to like pitch BookCreator, but BookCreator it's unbelievable, right? And your kids are going to absolutely love it. And I don't know how many times I get emails from teachers saying things like, my kids are making books days and days and months after the assignment's done. Like, they just want to keep doing stuff, right? which is a great problem to have. So absolutely love this. I love those examples. I think that's great. And also, you had mentioned too, Amanda, just real quick, that this is a great way for teachers to make their own content, right? We started seeing a lot more of that during the pandemic than we had previously. And having teachers make their own content is unbelievable. And I love it. I just love seeing the creativity side, of teachers popping out there for making amazing books.
Yeah. Well, we also have a math example in the Canva classroom submitted by Carl Hooker. If you're not familiar with him, he's a wonderful educator out of Austin, Texas. We are at that time. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you sharing your BookCreator knowledge, and also that books can be pretty and they can be powerful in the educational classroom and setting.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Meet Miss Clark. She has a problem. Her students are not engaged with school. They hate writing. They're bored with textbooks. Sound familiar? Luckily, the school technology instructor, Matt, introduced her to BookCreator. He says it's the simplest way to create content in the classroom, and kids love it. Her students are making interactive stories, digital portfolios, science reports, language journals, and much, much more. Ms. Clark is also able to create materials tailored to each of her kids. And she's happy because the whole class is now excited to learn again, even the most reluctant students. And of course, the kids are happy. They are making books and publishing them for the world to see. BookCreator. Love learning.
Courses by Teacher Goals. Register now for the Canva Classroom.